Hello everyone, welcome to Sunny Day Discussions. I am Sunny Day. Today I would like to talk about Republican hypocrisy and their rhetoric and propaganda that is actually false. So let's start off with a few statistics. I hear a lot of rhetoric about how Democrats are just destroying blue states. They're just being run into the ground. But the statistics actually prove that to be false. So for instance, out of the 10 most dangerous states in this country, 6 of them are red and 4 are blue. However, out of the safest, 8 are blue and 2 are red. Now, the highest gun deaths, 9 red and 1 blue. Least gun violence, all blue. And remember, these are the top 10. Highest maternal mortality rates, all 10 are red. Lowest mortality rates, 8 blue, 2 red. Highest infant mortality rates, 9 red, 1 blue. Lowest infant mortality rates, all blue. Highest hunger rates, all red. Lowest hunger rates and food insecurity is 8 blue, 2 red. Worst public schools, 7 red, 3 blue. Most educated, all blue. Most dependent on federal funds, 8 red, 2 blue. Least dependent, 8 blue, 2 red. Highest poverty rates, 9 red, 1 blue. Lowest poverty rates, 9 blue, 1 red. So just from those statistics alone, it shows that the Republican rhetoric about blue states being these horrible bastions of sin and hell and all that kind of stuff is false. It's patently false. And now let's go into some more of their rhetoric. The whole abortion thing. The claim that Democrats want abortion up to birth and after birth, that's ridiculous because there's already laws in place about killing babies after birth. It's called infanticide. It's murder. It's wrong. No one wants that. No one. Now, the late term abortion, very, very few abortions take place in the 3rd trimester. And that is usually only because the life of the mother and or child, infant, in utero is at risk. The vast majority of cases of abortion happen in the 1st trimester. So that rhetoric is, again, false. Let's see, what else do they claim? The fact that they're pro-life. If they were actually pro-life, they would be voting to have higher wages, to provide funding for childcare, to provide funding for maternity leave and paternity leave, for education, for Head Start, for all of these things that would help benefit children and their lives. But they're not. They vote against every single bill that would benefit our children in this country. The mental health issue, I know I've said it before, they vote against raising money or increasing the budget for mental health. But they claim that that's the cause of all this gun violence. So if that's the cause of all this gun violence and you don't want to raise the funding to deal with the mental health care, by that logic, you just like the gun violence. You don't care that people can't go to a mall without fear of being slaughtered. You don't care that people can't even go to church without fear of being slaughtered, that our children cannot be safe at their schools. You just don't care. That's all there is to it. The pro-life thing, again, we care about all lives matter. They don't give a shit about all lives. They give a shit about all white Christian lives. I'm sorry, it's just the facts. Otherwise, they would not be trying to sign into law all of these bills that dehumanize and increase hatred for marginalized communities. They would not be trying to restrict voting for communities of color. They would not be trying to restrict voting for college campuses because they're scared. They're scared of becoming the minority. They're scared of losing their power because that's all they're about, is power and control. And they're scared of losing that, knowing that the younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, see what they're doing and are calling their bullshit. And they're terrified. And that's all there is to it. They're terrified. And so they're clutching their pearls and saying, oh, they're trying to silence us. This is despicable. They're all heathens. They're sinners and groomers. When actually they need to look in the mirror, because they're the ones that are grooming our children by trying to push Christianity into our schools. Christianity, not everyone is Christian. And you know that that's all they want, the only religion that they would want in schools. They're the ones that are grooming by telling our youth of today that the LGBTQ plus community are all groomers. That is grooming the children by educating the children that these people exist and they're just people. That's educating. But trying to convince a group of people of a belief is grooming. And it's so obvious to anyone with any sort of critical thinking skills and common sense what their ploy is, what their ultimate goal is. Their ultimate goal is power and control. And they have convinced their base somehow that they are the only ones that can fix what this country is becoming, and convinced their followers that the Democrats are the ones that are trying to take away your freedoms. They're coming for your guns. They've been coming for your guns, according to Republicans, for 43 years that I know of, and no one has come for their guns. Reagan issued a ban and a buyback process. Other than that, no one is coming for your guns. Common sense gun reform, that's all Democrats want. The issues that are plaguing our society today, a lot of them are exacerbated and or brought on by Republican policies, by fighting against raising the minimum wage federally. They're keeping people poor. By trying to put work requirements on social safety nets, they're trying to keep people poor. Their tax cuts for the wealthy did not trickle down. It just made the rich richer and the poor poorer. And that's what they want. They want to go back to the days, and I've said this before, they want to go back to the days of rich white men being in charge. That's all there is to it. Women, property. They want to, or have been talks about eliminating at-fault or no-fault divorce, which would mean that women would have to go to court and prove that their husband has been abusing them, has been raping them, or had an affair, or just prove their side of the story in order to get that divorce. When that shouldn't be the case. If a woman or a man is unhappy in a relationship, in a marriage, that should be able to be eliminated. No discussion, no question. That's it. So all of the problems in our society, most of the problems, I should say to be fair, have been brought on by Republican policies. And, to be fair, exacerbated by Democratic inaction. That's all. So again, I will stress this. We need to vote. We need to vote these people out of office. We need to enact more social safety nets. We need to have affordable health care, if not Medicare for all. These are all progressive ideologies. And Democrats and Republicans are fighting against progressive ideologies. That's why we need to vote. We need to vote the most progressive politicians in that we can, because they're the ones that are going to make a difference. That's all there is. Vote. Vote as if your life depends on it, because it does. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.